But this time, well, he decided to take matters into his own hands and a baseball bat into his own hands and stop these guys. Every swim is a test of his strength, his endurance, and his determination. They're passing out their literature and they're talking to voters. They're focused. Most of them are here to see the newest, the hottest, the most talked about models on the floor. And well, some of them are even here to see a few cars. The Polaris kids turn to nearby Westinghouse High School. This public school has a full-service television station and students with the expertise to turn the idea of a PSA. Well, this is not the first time that someone walked into this store and pointed a gun in the owner's face, but this time, well, he decided to take matters into his own hands and a baseball bat into his own hands and stop these guys from getting away with it. With a gun in his face, a bat in his hand, and his life on the line, a brave store owner fought off an armed robber and his accomplice.
It was really very scary, you know.
Luis Quixpe, the store owner, is recovering from a shot that hit his upper thigh, just missing a major artery. The dramatic attempted robbery happened at Quixpe's store on Northwestern Avenue in Logan Square on Tuesday night. The surveillance cameras were rolling as the 62-year-old was shot and then kept fighting as the robber fired at least 9 more shots.
It's unbelievable for myself, you know, to see like a July 4, you know, but just the one they hit me, you know.
The armed man grabbed Quixpe's brother-in-law while his partner went behind the counter. They wanted money, but after the gunman shot his partner by mistake, things took a turn for the worse.
He started screaming, you know, it's only just a few, I don't remember exactly, but it's like killed, you know, bad words, talking about that, you know, kill him.
The injured crook limped away. That's when the robbery turned into a life or death brawl. Quixpe and the armed man traded shots, one with a gun, the other with a wooden baseball bat. Just when it all appeared over, the armed crook hopped over the counter and the two men were just inches apart. Quixpe's brother-in-law jumped in, throwing a stool and a fire extinguisher. The crooks ran away. Quixpe, surrounded by family and friends, is just grateful he survived.
And I want to thank you to Lord Jesus, because for some reason he's still needing me over here.
Yeah. And Quixpe is expected to be okay and leave the hospital very soon. One of the suspects was actually, police believe they found him in a hospital getting treated for his gunshot wound. The search continues for the other. Here in Logan Square, Frank Holland, WGN News. Hope and change is taking a new meaning for this Democratic National Convention. Tens of thousands of community credential holders hope to see Barack Obama outside at the Bank of America Stadium. Now that's all changed. The Thursday night speech is being moved inside here to the Time Warner Cable Arena, and there's just not enough room. History will not repeat itself in Charlotte. Delegates and other Barack Obama supporters hoping to see another outdoor acceptance speech like this one in Denver in 2008 are out of luck. DNC volunteer Michelle Dargan couldn't wait to get under the stars at Bank of America Stadium Thursday night.
To be part of the crowd, to feel the energy, you know, in person is something that's just really amazing.
More bad news with the speech moving inside to the Time Warner Cable Arena. An estimated 65,000 community ticket holders are out in the cold.
There's not enough room. There are thousands of community tickets out there, and the arena can barely hold the delegates.
Joyce Edmonds and her friends stepped up to help Charlotte host the Democrats by checking credentials all week.
Thank you very much.
But they wanted to sit down at the stadium Thursday night.
I am disappointed. I'm very disappointed that I'm probably not going to be able to see him.
So are these two business-minded young Democrats.
We brought down 500 pairs of Obama glasses.
Luke Sand and Sterling Wilson are selling these shades for $10 a piece. They say they plan to donate a portion of the proceeds to the campaign. After a 10-hour drive from Philly last night, they found out they have almost no chance of seeing the president.
I don't know, just kind of bummed out.
There's no silver lining to this cloud. The stormy skies are also bad for Obama shade sales.
The weather's not good for us, and it's not good for Obama either.
Miguel Barragan saw the president live in Denver in 2008. He's going from mile high to deeply disappointed.
It's definitely going to be devastating in the sense of, you know, that's what you want to see, and to say that you were there.
And here's one more look at those Obama shades again, because those stormy skies, sales just aren't going too good. There's also some more news for the people who aren't going to be able to get here inside the Time Warner Cable Arena. There's a conference call scheduled with the president for tomorrow. No time has been given yet, and the campaign officials say they're going to try to get the president back here at some point in Charlotte before Election Day. Here in Charlotte, inside the Time Warner Cable Arena, Frank Holland, WGN News. Candidates in the 2nd Congressional District race are making their final push on Election Day. They're passing out their literature and they're talking to voters. Their focus is on getting their message out and getting voters into the polls. Republican candidate Paul McKinley spent the morning meeting with voters at the Red Line stop at 95th and the Dan Ryan. He hopes voters in the strongly Democratic 2nd District will look beyond his criminal record and especially his party affiliation.
I think the people is tired of the same old not getting nothing. I mean, there's no Republicans running nothing in the black neighborhood. Everybody that's in power in the black neighborhood is a Democrat. Every seat of authority is a Democrat.
Jesse Jackson Jr. represented the south side of Chicago and south suburbs for 17 years. The district has been without representation since his resignation in November. Former state rep Robin Kelly won the Democratic primary to replace Jackson.
The clear choice, Robin Kelly.
Over $2 million in ads from Mayor Michael Bloomberg's Super PAC helped her campaign, painting her as the candidate who will be tough on guns and violence, a big issue in many parts of the district.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Kelly cast her ballot in the morning, then made her case with morning commuters in suburban Harvey.
I can't wait to represent them, and so the South Suburbs knows they have a voice at the table, and I look forward to serving.
Marcus Lewis, along with 2 other candidates, Curtis Bay and Liz Palkey, are running as independents. Green Party candidate Lee Allen Jones rounds out the ballot. And most of the candidates are expected to spend the final hours before the polls close doing just this, reaching out to voters and trying to get their support. The polls close at 7 o'clock tonight. Here on the south side, Frank Holland, WGN News. Every swim is a test of his strength, his endurance, and his determination. But Officer Niall Funchen isn't out here on these blue waters just for sport. He's actually out here to support his brothers in blue who made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's just beautiful.
6 days a week, Chicago police officer Niall Funchen swims the open waters of Lake Michigan. The 19-year veteran is preparing for his latest challenge, the 23-mile swim from the coast of Los Angeles to Catalina Island. It's all to raise money for the Brotherhood for the Fallen, a police charity that sends Chicago officers around the country to the funerals of officers murdered in the line of duty.
And what they do and what they stand for and the effects of that is absolutely inspirational.
Back in 1991, Funchen began his quest to complete the Triple Crown of endurance swimming. The next year, he swam the English Channel. In 2011, he completed the second leg, a swim around the island of Manhattan. But while swimming the Straits of Gibraltar before Manhattan, Funchen, wearing the yellow cap, had his most memorable moment in the water.
Somewhere in the middle there, we have acquired five killer whales, 5 little buddies swimming along with us. And they were about maybe 100 yards behind us.
Pretty scary?
I didn't even know.
You're glad you didn't know?
I'm glad I didn't know.
But Funchen says his most meaningful moment came when the Brotherhood for the Fallen agreed to let him represent the charity after it started 3 years ago. So when you look out there, are you seeing a possibility to really do something special?
Yes.
Brotherhood founder Officer Patrick McGrath says Funchen has raised awareness and thousands of dollars.
It's really giving us exposure as an organization to keep going on our cause. Fiscally, he's helping us every step of the way.
I'm swimming for anyone involved with that officer, involved with that situation turning bad, that anybody in their lives of the officer.
Officer Funchen will swim from LA to Catalina Island on Tuesday, August 13th. Now remember, all of this is for a good cause. If you want to find out more about the charity that helps support the families of fallen officers, you can go to the web link section of our website, WGNTV.com. Here on Lake Michigan, Frank Holland, WGN News. A beautiful day at Arlington Racecourse. The excitement starts at the paddock before the race.
So yes, it'll be exciting, it'll be lively, and it'll be a lot of fun.
It ends on the track with the horses and jockeys earning cash and a place in the record books, While the horses are making money, people in the stands are making memories. The Arlington Million is a day for family, friends, and fun.
My daughter loves just watching the horses and the tractors as they come through. We just enjoy betting on the horses and hoping to win.
The fabulous and fashionable are here too. Just like the Kentucky Derby, it's all about flair. This VIP party features a Playboy Playmate as a DJ, gourmet food, and some of the best dressed people.
Bright colors, you want to dress up. The girls need the floppy hats, sundresses. You just want to stand out.
Here you feel all the excitement of the Derby, but one big difference, no mint juleps. The Chicago area's signature horse race even has its own signature drink. This is called the Million Mary. It's so Chicago. It's made with a mix made by Mike Dicka, and people here say it's delicious.
Cheers. Cheers.
Pretty good?
It's pretty awesome.
But it's still really all about the track, the turf, the jockeys, the crowds, and the bets. You never know. Someone may leave the Arlington Million a millionaire.
I've won more than I have bet, so that's a good place to be, right?
The Chicago Auto Show brings thousands of people to McCormick Place every year. Now, most of them are here to see the newest, the hottest, the most talked about models on the floor. And well, some of them are even here to see a few cars.
Uconnect is very simple and easy to use. Brought them all here, and we just
Once you pop the hood of an auto show, babe, you're going to find a lot more than just a pretty face.
You have an option of getting a 3.6-liter V6 Pentastar engine, 292 horsepower.
It has a regenerative braking system. That's how the battery gets charged. The regenerative braking system, when you're braking, it actually spins a generator.
The 8-speed transmission will give you 31 on a highway, which is phenomenal. Comes with an E-shifter. The engine is amazing.
Reverse, which kind of.
But it sounds like sometimes the guys get attached to you. Kind of tell us that story about when.
Program, and I ended up graduating early. That's how I got into the auto show. I wanted.
They always ask, do you come with the car?
Like, do you come with the car?
The top thing that I think is the corniest is when guys ask if I come with the car.
They always say, do you come with the car? It's not original, guys. It's not original.
You have 2 3x5s on the back door and 2 6x9s on. We went to take a picture and his arm was around my waist and he didn't want to let me go. And all he could say was, you know, wow.
You're going to have a heated leather wrapped steering wheel.
I think sexy, intelligent women go together with the cars.
Well, here's what I learned after my trip to the Chicago Auto Show. The models, or product specialists, are a lot like the cars. They're beautiful on the outside, but when you pop the hood, there's a lot more going on than you might think. You can't blame rap music for all the violence in the city of Chicago. You just can't. But when you listen and look at the Chicago rap scene, especially the rivalry between two rappers, Chief Keef and Little JoJo, it's easy to see why many people believe the music is inspiring violence. Robin Russell pictured this moment much differently.
I liked his music.
She hoped the music of her son, 17-year-old Joseph Coleman, also known as Little JoJo, would get the family out of Alkett Gardens. Russell never dreamed her oldest son would be murdered after tweeting his location in Englewood on September 4th. She never imagined the family would move out a month later, fearing they were not safe here.
They knew that he was going to make it, and they didn't want him to make it.
The grieving mother is talking about Little JoJo's rap rival, a 17-year-old rising star named Chief Keef and his friends. The teens knew each other growing up in Englewood, but rap aspirations and gang affiliations put them in direct conflict.
He still is my sweet little boy. I never seen no evil out of my son. I never seen him how everybody betrays him as being this bad little boy gangbanger.
Chicago police say this YouTube video depicts one of many altercations between the rappers. JoJo drives by and insults a member of Chief Keef's rap crew. As the video gets shaky, one thing remains clear. Someone gets out of the other car with a deadly threat. If you listen to the lyrics and watch the videos these teens made, you can see how hip-hop could turn into homicide.
Some of the music serves as theme music for murder.
Rhymefest, another rapper from the South Side, believes the violent lyrics, videos filled with drugs and sex, and the pressure to live up to a certain image are fueling the fire.
Now you have the music saying, we don't fight no more, we shooting, we shooting. When we glorify murder, when we glorify drugs, when we glorify unhealthy sexual choices, I know that we're definitely leading people down the wrong path.
Little JoJo's music in this video, where he disrespects a tied-up Chief Keef lookalike, seemed to point to the rap rivalry as the motive for his killing.
A lot of people want to draw a correlation between rap music and this conflict.
But CPD Commander Kevin Ryan, who has investigated organized crime for decades, says gang affiliations, not gangster rap, is behind Little JoJo's shooting.
Rap is just being used as a medium to transmit their dislike and disdain for each other. This isn't Biggie Smalls and Tupac.
The music, the gangs, and the streets are familiar territory for Tio Hardiman.
The conflict between Lil JoJo and Chief Keef was really a gang beef.
The head of Ceasefire, a group that mediates urban conflicts, agrees with police. The art of hip-hop and the sensationalizing of violence, drugs, and gangs appear to go hand in hand these days. Even the most famous rappers can't agree on the line between lyrics and life.
It's entertainment, first of all, first and foremost. And I think we have to do a better job as parents in showing our kids that that is entertainment and this is what's real.
There's a time and place for everything. I don't believe in censorship, but come on, I mean, strip club talk need to stay in strip clubs. They don't need to be on the radio.
While rap is entertainment for most people, for teens like Little JoJo, it's also an opportunity. After signing a record deal, it's believed Chief Keef received millions of dollars. After seeing that, Little JoJo's mom says the teen ramped up the talk about guns, gangs, and drugs in his music.
He's trying to make it to the top, that's all. That's the way he felt like he needed to do it. That's something that he felt in his mind, that how he would get recognized, and that's why he did it.
The mother of the murdered rapper has this warning for other aspiring rappers.
If you want to rap, it's okay to be a rapper. Just rap about the right things, because nobody is promised tomorrow. And if you rap about the wrong things, you probably be in the same situation.
As your son?
As my son.
Little JoJo's family says he will live on through his music. Chief Keef did not want to speak with us for this story. He is currently living in California, working on his new album and touring. He's also reported to have a movie deal and a line of headphones coming out.
Violence.
No shooting.
No killing.
A day of peace, with these student-made videos showing gun violence that is both frightening and all too familiar.
We are trying to put a stop to this.
These 7th graders at Polaris Charter Academy in West Humboldt Park hope to inspire the city of Chicago.
I really want to get the message out to our community that gun violence needs to stop.
The goal is to make June 10th a day of peace. It's an idea these 7th graders came up with for a student-led class project.
We want them to feel that, it's time to stop. We're sick of it, and it can really destroy other people's lives, and it can destroy yours too.
The violence these kids see every day when they're not in the classroom, and the 500 murders in the city of Chicago last year is what inspired this unusual lesson. It's a project that's blurring the line between teaching and learning.
The teachers are learning from their students. The students are learning from the teachers.
14-year-old Desiree Gabarin recently lost an uncle to gun violence. 13-year-old Amira Rollins says she's seen it up close and personal. 13-year-old Daniel Buey is especially troubled by younger children being shot and killed. Kids like Hadia Pendleton, a victim of mistaken identity, according to police.
It makes me worry and wonder how or what's going to happen to me.
We can say, my brother died.
The stories the 7th graders shared were eye-opening for their teacher, Francesca Peck.
I felt that the learning was truly 50-50. I mean, I have learned so much from these students.
She had the difficult task of turning these experiences with and emotions about gun violence into something educational and empowering.
I'm feeling
very angry at this subject of people losing their lives and they're innocent. They're losing their lives for no apparent reason. It like really frustrates me.
How do I know when I've hit important information?
The students researched crime statistics in the West Humboldt Park neighborhood. They interviewed their alderman, Walter Burnett, along with other community leaders. They wrote scripts for their public service announcements about the Day of Peace. Needing help with filming and editing, the Polaris kids turned to nearby Westinghouse High School. This public school has a full-service television station and students with the expertise to turn the idea of a PSA into a reality.
It's kind of personal to me.
Senior Virginia Hayner and other Westinghouse students worked the cameras. They acted in the videos and they shared their stories with the Polaris kids. Many had the same experiences despite the age difference.
Their story is like my story too. They live in the same neighborhood I live in, so it's like everything is all connecting. The same stuff may be happening to them are the same things that's happening to me.
Knowing that kids their age spend so much time on social media, the Polaris kids partnered with the 500 campaign on Facebook. It's a grassroots effort using memes to send an anti-violence message. They also piggybacked on the campaign's plan to promote a Day of Peace on June 10th.
I feel like if they notice how much better it is to have just one day of peace, they'll want it to continue like that. They want every day to be that way.
What began in this classroom may teach the entire city a lesson. Frank Holland, WGN News.